Welcome back, future educators. I am Miss Kayla Kalumpad, and I will be your today's teacher for this lesson, removing background using Adobe Photoshop. I hope that your eyes and ears are open and ready to eat information for today's lesson. I have a video in here, and I need your attention to observe what's in the video. Let's see it.
On today's episode of people photoshopping themselves into random pictures, we have this woman from the Real Housewives of Atlanta who has edited herself and family into this stock image of the Eiffel Tower. She really was in Paris though, so I don't know why. Then I saw this tweet about it. If you know, you know. Then we have this Australian influencer serving looks with this plane, which is really just from this picture. Then we have this woman who has photoshopped her face onto this website's photo. She just stuck her face right on there. Similarly, we have this girl who has just taken the body of this girl. Just the whole thing. Last but not least, we have this person who has photoshopped herself into this person's photo. She even added the little Gucci print and the Mercedes logo. What is going on?
After watching the video, I know that you have something in your mind. Just skip it first. Let me share my insight about that video. Why those people Photoshop themselves in other people's body picture or a picture from the Google? And they're proud of it because they post it in their Instagram accounts, knowing that Instagram is popular for the pictures posted by its users. They think they use Photoshop well. Today, I will be teaching you the basics on photoshopping a photo that you can use to create your own instructional material. Okay, let's start! At the end of the lesson, the students are expected to introduce Adobe Photoshop for teaching and learning, identify the tools of Adobe Photoshop that is applicable to teaching, edit an image using Adobe Photoshop, and value the importance of the Adobe Photoshop. Let's begin with this lesson. Adobe Photoshop is a software that is extensively used for faster image editing, graphic design, and digital art. It makes us use layering to allow for depth and flexibility in the design and editing process, as well as provide powerful editing tools that, when combined, are capable of just about anything. You can remove backgrounds. As far as I know, majority of the stores that print out photos like 2x2 or 1x1 edited raw picture in Adobe Photoshop. If you encounter it, I know that you can see them editing your image. It is easy to use the tools of the Adobe Photoshop. Let me introduce to you the tools of Adobe Photoshop that will be applicable to creating or editing picture for your instructional material. We have Magic Hand Tool and Zoom and Hand tools. Let me give you some briefing about these tools. First is Magic Hand Tool. It allows us to select image based to its shape. Next is Zoom Tool. It magnifies or reduces the view of your image. The Hand Tool allows you to move your image while you zoom in to more than 100%, and part of the image is out of view. I have ready my pre-recorded video on how to remove background using Adobe Photoshop. You can use it to create and edit an image for your instructional materials. To start, open your Adobe Photoshop and in the menu, click File and choose Open, or you can easily use Ctrl+O. And then, select the folder where you save your file. In my case, I save it in the desktop. And here's my file, Kayla, with my name. And open. And choose the picture you want to edit. And then, remember that always duplicate your picture. Because when you mess up on the copy, you still have the original copy of your picture. To duplicate it, go to the layers and right-click the layer and then duplicate layer. And select OK. So in this case, we have two copies. So we want to hide the first copy because when we delete the background of this layer or the first layer, we can see the another layer behind of it. So, let's click the eye in here to hide the first layer. Okay. The fastest way to remove the background is to use Magic Wand tool. So, just click Magic Wand tool, right click, and then choose Magic Wand tool. And then, select the portion you want to delete. In my case, I want the teacher to stay. So, I want to remove all of this. So, to start, select the portion you want to delete. So, here it is. To delete it, go to your keyboard and press delete. Okay, so we delete it. And there's another way to more quicker to delete background. So, to add selection, press shift and click the part you want to delete. So, let's zoom in with the zoom tool. So, click, 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 and then go to the Magic Wand tool again, and then select. So, we already select this portion, and I'm pressing the shift, and as you can see, there's plus sign under the wand. Okay, so just add selection and then delete. So here it is. We already delete it. So just select another portion. And then delete. So we can still see the broken lines. If you want to remove it, just Control plus D. Delta. Control plus D. So there's no broken lines stay. So let's delete or let's remove the background of it. want my photo have a solid color on the background, and I want to have a color blue background. To add it up, let's add layer. Select layer in the menu and search for new fill layer. Here it is. You can use solid color, gradient, and pattern. So in my case, I want a solid color with color blue. I select color with the blue and okay. As you can see, the layer is up front. So it is the only thing that we can see in our photo. So to make it under our first layer which is no background, I'm going to drag this layer downwards, and there you have it. I have my edited picture. So let's save it. Go to the file, save as, and I want to rename it Teacher Blue Background. And let's switch it to JPEG. So why JPEG? Not JPEG 2000 or JPEG Stereo? Because this JPEG 2000 and Stereo is outdated. So we can use JPEG to save as a picture. So let's save it and select save. And select OK. So let's see it. So Teacher Blue background, let's open it. Let's wait. And we already have a picture that we can use to build. So I have my picture that I can use to make my own instructional material. So you can use this method to remove the background and replace it with another solid color or another background that you want to use. Okay? That's it. Thank you. You can use the Adobe Photoshop programs to create a wide range of products, from illustration, page layouts, websites, photographic compositions, video, and 3D images. And add it up to your activities, or people will come to you and pay for your edits. To summarize the topic, Adobe Photoshop is software that is used for faster image editing. I discussed about the tools that we'll be using to remove background. That is Magic Wand tool, Zoom and Hand tools. You can practice your editing skills into gold if you want an amazing instructional material that we'll be using in the future. Thank you, future educators. I assume that your eyes and ears are full of information from our today's lesson. Removing background using Adobe Photoshop. Thank you, everyone.